So, hello everyone. Hello, can you hear me from? Okay, yeah. Okay, welcome. Okay, welcome. So, I'll start with a small introduction about ourselves, what we do as a company, and then from there we can have our presentation. So, let me start by by introducing myself. So, I'm Kaliuki. I currently work as a I currently work as a data analyst in one of the leading e-commerce company in Kenya. So that's where I work. I work in marketing department, but mostly is about analyzing customers' insights, trying to solve the customer's issue using data. So that's what we do most of the time. So we use various tools, we use various mechanisms, we use various statistics, and also other things that will be coming across as we'll be uh, doing our practical sessions. So that is me. So about the organization or the company, iData Analytics, we are a startup, but we mostly offer free training uh, in various courses related to data science, and also we have paid training also in this case. So if you want to get more information about this, you can reach to us because you already have the email for the company. So just confirm if you can see my screen, and then I'll start from there. Who will confirm? Okay, good. Then maybe even before we start the presentation, I would like to give each one of us like uh 30 seconds to introduce yourself, and then we proceed. Yeah, the floor is yours. Who is ready to go first? Hello, yep. Okay, welcome. Uh, who will go next? Hi too. Okay, great. Yep. Do you have another person? Or we are just two? Confirm. Or we have Michi? Okay, no problem, sir. The others will introduce themselves as we proceed. So, today being a Friday, I want to take the shortest time possible. Most probably 30 minutes in this case. So I don't know why this one is appearing here. So I'll just take 30 minutes uh, to do this presentation. Then from next week, that is Monday, we'll be having 1 hour session for that 1 week. So in this session, I think the message that I received from the company is about Tableau data visualization training. In this case, we want to cover more about business intelligence in this case. So I've just prepared a small slide because it's the first day. So this is just an introduction. We learn to know each other, and then we proceed to the main character next week. So the first slide is learn Tableau in 30 minutes. This is the first slide. Then let me scroll to the next slide. I see. Okay, good. The next slide is welcoming you guys. sorry for this, is welcoming you guys to this session. So is the introduction and how to download Tableau. This is the first thing we are going to do. But now the disadvantages that we are getting in this case, we don't have the product key for Tableau desktop, but we are going to use Tableau public for the training and for, because we'll have 14 days session where we can just do our things, or even if we get the product key, I'll share with you. So we'll just do introduction and then I'll guide you how to download Tableau. But in case you know how to download, or if you have the platform or the software already, no problem with that. So let me go to the next slide, see the course content. So this is the content that we are going to cover in this session. So number one, we'll learn how to load data into Tableau. That's the first thing we're going to do. Number two, this should be two, just don't worry about 04, is about creating your first visual, or what you're calling chart in Tableau. Then number three, we'll be covering like how to make Tableau dashboard. And also in this case, maybe I left something. Apart from dashboard, I should have added a stroke, what you call a story, how to create a dashboard, add a story from maybe that dashboard. And then number five is about adding business summary, insights, and formatting text and chart in this case. So this is what we'll be covering, and after this we'll now be ready to do a project in Tableau. For example, in this case, I'll just pick one project related to maybe what I do, or even we can select maybe, I think this one will be the best one, is about market basket analysis. We perform it using Tableau. This is the project that we'll be covering. In this case, it will be next week. So this is the third slide. The fourth slide is just like welcoming and saying thank you for joining this session. So in this case, allow me to share something else. Let me stop sharing these, and then I try to share something else where we have the link to download the Tableau, and then from there maybe we can import the data. I want to make it like to simplify everything in the shortest way possible. Yep. So let me stop sharing these, go back to this one. I want to share my background. In this case, just a minute, I try to open where we have the data source, and also I'll be sharing the sample data set that we'll be using in this case. So and also I think I'm recording the session, so I'll be sharing later, maybe for those who didn't manage to join us today. So just a minute, I open the file. I think the file is taking much time, don't know why, maybe because of my machine. It has been a while, so just a minute. Just a minute, I'll be sharing the screen. Just give it a few seconds. I think I'm using a small, I've not been using this machine, so I think that's the issue. So but no problem. So let me share the screen. So present, enter a screen, this one, then share. So someone to confirm if you can see my screen from your side. Who is going to confirm if you can see my screen from your side? Okay, good. So if you can see your screen, my screen, that is okay. So I'm going to start. This is the data that in this case I've selected to use. I have so many data, that I'll be sharing with you as we proceed. So in this case, this is just a retail or a e-commerce data set that we can use as we proceed, maybe to just get introduced to Tableau in this case for data analytics. So we can see from the first column we have the salesperson. So these are the people who are assigned with the duty to do the selling or the marketing, or even it is selling for this company. Then we have the country. These guys, they're from which country? Maybe Kenya, Nigeria, Uganda, Tanzania, South Africa. Then the product, these guys, they are marketing for this company specifically. Number one, we have, you can see we have peanuts, we have chocolate, we have drinking cocoa, milking birds. So these are the product these people or this salesperson, they are marketing in different countries. Then we have the date. The date, maybe they sold this product, then the amount they sold it, and then we have what we call the shipment box, something like that. So this is a data in which we can be able to maybe to come up with a figure or even a chart that we can be able to understand their sales by country. We want to see which country are we making more sales, and maybe then from there we can be able to ask ourselves which products are we making more sales in that country, and which product are we not making more sales. These are the questions that we might be asking ourselves so that we can be able to solve them using the data that we have. Then another question that we can be maybe try to solve using the data that we have is also more about like the top 10 salesperson. So who are like doing the best job in this case, and then maybe we can offer or we can introduce what we call promotion to these guys because they're doing a very good, or even commissions because they're doing very good job, something like that. So this is the data that we'll be working on, maybe starting next week, something like that, because today is just introducing ourselves to what is expected. Then I have a link here which I had already added, so I can share this link to what we call to the chat box. So I just copy it and then I share to chat box, and then from there you can click the link and then we get started with downloading the Tableau. Let me drop it here, the chat box. Just confirm if you can get the link. Just confirm if you can get the link. So this is the link I have shared. So the link will assist us to download the Tableau public. This is a free version that we can use it to train and to practice. So as we become we'll become better, maybe in that case we'll manage to get maybe Tableau desktop, which got some advantages in this case. So in this link you just need to click it, just going to click it, and then it will take me to Chrome or any what we call it, any, maybe if we are using Chrome or maybe the other one, but in my case I'm using Chrome. So in this case this is the Tableau website, but now this is for Tableau public, which is a free. So as you can see in the introduction, what they are telling is create interactive graphs, start stunning maps and live dashboards in a minute, save your visualization to your Tableau public profile and share it anywhere on the web. Anyone can do it. It is easy and it is free, because in this case we want to download what we call download Tableau public. So to download you just need to click it here. Let me just click it. So I hope you are taking these points down. So I'm just going to accept it. I don't know the problem with, maybe the problem with my net because it appeared to be slow. So I'm supposed to accept this one. Okay, then I click download Tableau public. Okay, click again. But in my case I have the Tableau public, so I have the Tableau desktop in my case, sorry. So now I'm trying to demonstrate how you're supposed to do it. So you have to sign in here before you start downloading. So if this is the first time you are downloading these, we have, I hope you are able to see my screen. Let me confirm again if you're able to see what I'm doing from this side. Hey, hello, John. Are you able to see what I'm doing from my side? Okay, good. Yeah, okay, good. Now in this praise, we are going to like enter our first name. For example, if my first name is Charles, just give your first name Charles. The last name, if it is Mwangi or Kaliuki, something like that. Then business email, in this case, it doesn't matter, but you can't like you cannot use your personal email in this case, so you can just fake a business email that you think it will work. In this case, we can use which one? Maybe I'll try to use maybe my own email, my own company email, maybe something like that. Say Ruben at Ruben at Insights. So I don't know if it will work. Ruben at Insights should be Ruben Insights at Gmail. Sorry, at gmail.com, something like that. You just have to like design your own business email that you think can work for these, and then you select the country or the region. Sorry, just a minute. I don't know why it should be simple. So in my side, I'm not able to see the name, so I don't know. Okay, yep, good, something like this. So you just scroll down and then you select Kenya if you are from Kenya, if you are from Tanzania, if you are from Uganda, something like that. Just give Tableau time to process. Then after entering all these information, then you have to click this box, this square box. Yes, I would like to receive not this one. I think we have another one for not subscribing, but you can click on it, but I think there should be one for terms and condition. I don't see it, but no problem. So you just click on it and then download the app, and then you should see the download now, like starting of like download starting. Let's just wait. I think the network today is not good from my side, so just give it a few seconds. It should be faster if you are in a good net or place where we have a good. Yep, you see, thank you for downloading Tableau desktop public edition. If your download doesn't begin automatically, try again for Mac-all Windows. So it should start immediately, but in my case I already have it. So if it does not start, you should maybe click here again where we have the window, and then you repeat the procedure again until you start downloading. It should be simple like that. So now I'll be sharing the session on how to download the Tableau. In case you come across any challenge, I'll be open over the weekend. You can reach to me through the email. I'll be there to help or to assist. Then maybe that's how to download. Then something else maybe I can do, I can open my Tableau from my side, so that I try to walk through the Tableau. I try to demonstrate how you are supposed to get started with it, how you are supposed to import the data. Yeah, such kind of things. Just a minute. I'm opening the Tableau. So in case I'll be sharing the session, so you can do this later, because this is just an overview. So next week now you'll be having the software. Then from next week we can start uh, working together as a practical, as you do and then I do, or I do then you do from your side. So today I'm just moving faster. So just a minute. Let's stop presenting first. Yep, just a minute. I open the Tableau. In my case, I'm using Tableau desktop, but I'll try to see if I can get the product key so that I share with you the product keys, and then you can install Tableau desktop in that case. So in Tableau desktop, you have some added advantages, like you can even connect data from various sources if you use Tableau desktop. Like uh, what we are saying, like the database, you can connect your database with Tableau desktop in this case. But if you're using Tableau public, it's a bit hard because they have like disabled that option. So in this case, if you're using Tableau desktop, you have that uh, chance to connect your database with Tableau. Yep, you have that option. So just a minute. I think the problem is this is the first time I'm opening this laptop. I think this is the issue. Sorry for this. So next week I'll have updated everything. So I think this is the issue because it's taking so much time to load everything. Okay, good. So let me share my screen again. Just want to share my screen again. Then it'll be good from there. Enter screen. There's something share. Should hide these. So my screen still not visible. So let me know if my screen is visible now. John, from your side, let me confirm from you if the screen is visible. Are you able to see the screen from your side? Can you see screen from your side? Are you able to see the screen from your side? Okay, good. Okay, good. Let me proceed from this case. So in this part, this is what you'll be seeing most of the time. Okay, good. Let us proceed. So this is what you'll be seeing most of the time when you open Tableau public or any Tableau desktop or software. This is the appearance. So mine, where we have like the open workbook, we are able to see various charts because I have been interacting with this Tableau for several times. So I want us to start from our left side part at the top. At the top we have file, we have data, we have server, and then we have the help. So where we have the file, when I click the file for instance, you can see like let me click again. Let me take my cursor there. Not even click, you just take your cursor there. You're able to see new, open, hide. These are just things that you see when even when you open something like Excel, you'll be coming across those one. So we have data now. This is the data pane. So when I click this data, maybe I'll have options to import data, option to export data. Then we have the server. The server is where now we are trying to say like you'll be creating a dashboard at the end, and this dashboard you have to connect it with what we are calling the Tableau server in order for your dashboard to be hosted in the server, something like that. Then in case you need a help, in this case you'll come across links where you can get some helps on how you're supposed to work with data. So in this case, I want us to take note of this Tableau icon. You can see this plus and star icon. So when I click on it, you see what I'm getting. So when I click on it again, it will take me back to the initial or to the first page. Anytime you open Tableau, you'll be getting this page. So in case you open Tableau desktop or public and then you get something like this, don't be worried. You just need to click it again so that you can get started or you can start working with data that you want. Then to connect. So in this case is connecting with various data set. Like you can connect with Tableau server. In your Tableau server, maybe you can search for certain data that you are working with. For example, in place where I work, most of our data, like we connect our data like we have some data in Tableau, so we use Tableau server most of the time, and they have automated various things. So then to a file. So now this is where I wanted now to concentrate much. Tableau server is not a must, because in this case you have to be working in that organization. So to a file, for instance, so to a file, now this is where you import a data, which is a Microsoft Excel data, or a text file, or a JSON file, Microsoft Access, a PDF. You can even import a PDF, like you have a PDF which might be having some data, then you can import it and you'll be able to like capture those data or extract those data from that PDF, and then you analyze them. Then you can work with spatial file, then statistical files, and then we have more files. So apart from that, that is the first one, is to a file. So this to a file, these files must be stored in your desktop or in your machine. In this case, it's something that you must have downloaded, and then you have a folder containing these files, in this case in your desktop. So then to a server, when we come to a server, now this is where I was checking, like you can connect to various databases, and I was saying this because in my case I'm using Tableau desktop. In case you are using Tableau public, it's very hard for you to connect to these servers, or to these like Microsoft SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle, Amazon Redshift, and then we have more. In Tableau, you can connect to more than 100 data sources when it comes to working with Tableau, something like that. So then we have sample at the bottom, saved data sources. We have sample superstore data set. So we'll be using this data set also. Maybe we can use it to do various projects as we proceed. So you can try to click on it, and then you can download it and install it in your machine or desktop, and then start working with it. If you want to get started working with this superstore data and also have more, you can now move to your right hand side of the screen where we have discover. We have training. These are free training where you can get also learn more about what I have been talking about. Training, get started, connecting to data, visual analytics. Then we have resources like this sample superstore data is available. It's provided for free, and also we have so many other data that you can work with. So this is the introduction. This is the pane where you are able to view what you have created in previous. So the next thing, I want us now to connect the data set that I already shared with you, that I had presented with you. So let me go to where we have that data set. So this is the data set. So what I'll do, I want to delete this string because I already shared with you. I want to delete it because I don't want it to affect this data set. So after that, I'll save the data set. I can just save it. Then I go back to Tableau. So this is the Tableau that I'm demonstrating. I think I just opened so many, but no problem. So this is the Tableau. Now I want to import that data. So I don't know if it is a CSV or it is a text file. So I just try both of them, or I can go back to that Excel file and save it as a CSV, or I save it as a text file. So I'll just go to click on Microsoft Excel. This is how we import the data now. You'll remember this was the second step after getting introduced to Tableau, downloading the app. So when I click, let me redo it again. So I want to import this Microsoft Excel dataset. So I click Microsoft Excel. It's just simple. Then, as I said, when it comes to a file, it must be like you must have stored that data in your desktop or a folder. So I'll go to desktop. I just find this folder is Tableau's resources. So this is the data, is a sample data for 10 minutes. Just click it and then open. So after that, you just give Tableau a few seconds to load the data, to process the data, and then from there we can start cleaning it or creating models in Tableau. Just give it a few seconds to load and to open. Good. So as you can see now, we have now the view pane. Yep. So we are able to see our data. Just give it a few seconds to load. Just give it a few seconds. So good, I think now it's okay. Like that, we just give few seconds in order for us to see the data. Good. So now when you import any data in Tableau, this is the appearance. So this is what you'll be seeing most of the time. So you see the name of the data, and then in this name we can edit the name. For instance, if you want to give it name like for example e-commerce data, if you want to give it a name like e-commerce data, you can give it like that. And then the next thing, so this, the first step is to edit the title, no problem, but you can just leave it like that, or it's just something that I wanted to show. So the other thing is now to this one, you can push it top or scroll to the top, something like that, maybe to see few things. So I'll start with type of connection. We have live connection, this one. So in this case, I would like you to note the difference between live and the extract. So we'll start from there on Monday. So make sure you notice somewhere, you do a research. What is the difference between live and extract connection in Tableau? Something like that. Also about filters and this one, I'll demonstrate that next week, no problem with that. So now we have our data. So what we are going to note in this case, we have 6 fields. So 6 fields stands for what we call now columns. So in this case, we have 6 columns. So if you want to confirm these, you just come here where we have, like, what I can do, I can just click this one to hide this first part, which is like just a data dictionary, this one. So I can just click it to hide that one. Then I confirm if I have 6 columns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 columns, and the total number of rows in this case is just 1000. So it's the small data that we can work with it. So apart from that, you can see in this case we are just displaying the first 100 rows. So you can increase this one, or you can reduce it. So you see, I'm just increasing from 100 to something else. Let me see if it will move to 1000, or if it will move to yeah, something like that. But if even like you can edit, like you can just enter 200 if you want to see the top 200 loads in this case, and then you click refresh, something like that. So this is the data as I was demonstrating in the first minute. We say in this data we have the salesperson, the person who is assigned that role of performing the sales. Then we have the country, these guys, they are coming from which country, and then the product they are selling, and then the date, then we have the amount and the box shipped. So something else I would like to touch, but this one I'll touch it next week, is about type of data types in Tableau. We have allowed 6 or 7 data types in Tableau, and you have to master them, and also you have to identify how they are represented in Tableau in this case. So this is something that we'll do next week. So we also have like data cleaning. You can clean your data using what we call calculated field. So I'll show you how, maybe where is the location of calculated field. Also this one will be a practice for next week. Apart from that, you can do what we call like data cleaning. Like you can also clean data using what we call data interpolator in Tableau, and the box for that is on the left hand side. So you just check this box and then you wait for it to load. Remember, this data that we imported in Tableau, it was an Excel file. So it will be like there is a connection between Tableau and what we call Excel, in this case that sheet, Excel sheet. So now the data is cleaned with the data interpreter, but this one, like, it is not effective as it should be. So the effective way to clean the data, I would prefer to use formulas, what we call now calculated field in Tableau. So when we come to something like Power BI, we talk of DAX, like we can use DAX, but in Tableau we use calculated field to perform this. So the data is already cleaned right now, but no problem with that. We can also clean, as we'll be doing what we call the data visualization and such kind of things. So if your data is ready now, to proceed to the next stage, which is now creating your first visual in Tableau. How we do it, so we go at the bottom on the left side, we have data source at the bottom, then we have the worksheet, or what we are calling it the sheet one. So if you want to go now to where you can create your first visualization, where you can create calculated field, you have to click go to worksheet. So you just click this one, go to worksheet, just click on it. So if so let me just click go to worksheet. I just want us to move step by step. So when I click go to worksheet, now this is what we get. We are getting something like this. So now this is the pane where you can create visualization, where you can create calculation. As you can see, we have additional informations in the columns as it is displayed in this case. So at the top, now we have file, we have data, we have worksheet, we have dashboard, we have story, we have analysis, we have map, we have format, we have server, window, and help. I'll be showing you how we are going to interact with all these labels. Then just below those labels at the top, we have others, which like they still start for the same for the labels at the top, but I'll be showing you how we'll be using them comes next week. So you can see at the top where we have the data, the pane that is selected is for data. So at the data, we have the data that we have imported, e-commerce data. In my case, I gave it a new name, e-commerce data, but still we have analytic panes. So when you click on analytics, you're able to see this information like summarize. You can summarize your data, you can create a model, and then you can create a custom. But let me go back to data. Click the data pane. So at the data pane now, I want us to like just give you two things to master in this case. Number one, you're able to see we have tables. So just leave the search bar, no problem with search bar and this filter. So I want us to where we have the table, the word table, tables, we have the first one which is separated by a line. You can see a border here. So and also if I can ask who can identify the difference between the first table and the like from the border going up and the border going down, who can identify any difference between these two? Who is able to identify something? Because I think there is something which is unique in this case. Yep, it is open. You can just speak, or you will leave a chat. Yeah, sure, that is the correct one. So the first one deals mostly with the categorical or the text. You can see there are characters. For example, when you go to country, these are the names of the country, these are what we call the text. Then when you go to dates, they are considered as what we are calling them, we call them what, we have the measure values and at the dimensions, I think something like that. But in this case, just consider it as text or characters, and the bottom one as numeric, because where we have the amount is numeric because this is money. We have the boxes shift, this is numeric because these are numbers. Then the others, latitude and longitude, these are considered as numeric in this case. So but date, just date, and the others they are just considered as text. This is the difference, but I'll take you through this next week as we will be starting on Monday. I'll try to give you the difference between the two, and then I'll also share maybe resources where you can be able to differentiate them very well. Something else I said I want us to note is about data types. So you see these are different data types and they are represented using different symbol. You can see this is a globe, you can see this is a calendar, you can see this is ABC, meaning these are text. You can see a hatch, in this case represent numeric numeric value, and then we also have a group at the bottom. But this one, the color also changes. So the color at the top, now there is green and there is blue, if I'm not wrong. So there is green and blue. So you have to differentiate which are green and which are blue in this case. So this is the data. We have the data. We have these columns, so which were present in the data. Then the next thing I would like us to note is about the pages, where we have the pages. So this is the pages. This will just be showing you the pages that you have maybe created in this case. Then we have the one for filter. This we use it when you want to add a filter. For instance, I'll be creating this in the shortest time possible, and then we try to add a small filter. You see how we can use it. Then we have the mark. We call it the mark pane. So under the mark pane, we do a lot of things here, because this is where you format when it comes to color. This is where you format when it comes to size. This is where you format when it comes to text. This is where you do what you call details. You add details to your charts. And also tooltip. Tooltip is when, like, I'm trying to hover aloud. We call it hovering aloud the chart. When I try to hover aloud using my cursor, I can be able to see a certain information popping up. We add that using tooltip. So then at the middle, we have columns and the rows. So it's the same as x-axis and the y-axis in this case. Then we have the sheet one title, because this is the first sheet, the worksheet that we have opened. So you can see some information here telling you drop the field here, drop the field here, such kind of thing. And then on our right hand side, we have a tab with show me. We call it show me toolbar in this case. So when I click on it, just click on show me toolbar, you can see various type of charts in this case. You can see, but because we don't have data, any selected data, we are not able to see the chart that we can use in this case. So the other thing maybe I have left, you can use the show me toolbar. You can use the show me toolbar in case you want to create any chart, or you can go to where you have the automatic. So at the automatic, we have various type of charts that you can use: bar chart, line, area, or those kind of graphics. So because of time, let me just create just a small one, a small chart, and then we call it a day. So the first one, I want us to see the sales by country. The first question that we asked ourselves, which country is like giving us as a company more sales in this country, in this case. So what I can do, I'll drag. So in Tableau, we say it's dragging and dropping, or you can just right click and then add. So for example, I'll go to where we have the country under the numeric, or where we have the dimensions. So we have the country, so I just drag it to where we have now the rows, this one. You can take it to the rows or columns depending on you. So let me take it to the rows in this case. Then if you see what I'm trying to mean. So you see, it's just drag and drop, just drag and drop. So it should be giving me the countries. So we have these 5 countries. There are 6 countries where this company is operating: Australia, Canada, India, New Zealand, UK, and the USA. But still, I can remove these. To remove these, you can click where you have drop down arrow in this country column, and then you remove. You click remove. Or instead of doing that, because it will take much time, you just take this one out, like you move it away from this row, just something like that. So in this case, what now we need to do is we go to where we have the country again. I'll right click where you have the country, right click in that column or that table. When I right click, and you can see add to the sheet. So this is a second option you can use. So click add to the sheet. So just give it a few seconds to add that label to the sheet. So just give it a few seconds to process. And you see now the second option that you can use. So you can see, but now when we add this one, what Tableau will do, it will add for us a map, a world map with these countries where this business is operating. But now we are not interested with a map. We are interested with a small, maybe a bar chart in this case. So this is not the best chart that I'm looking forward to, but still I can use it to show the country where we are making more sales, but I want to use the simplest graphic possible. So I'll remove this one, I'll remove this one. To remove is just simple, and then I remove the country again. So the best option is to drag the country to where we have the rows in this case. I'll take it to the rows so that I can have this alignment. If I take it to the column, I'll have a different alignment. Let me take it to columns, and then you see the difference. This is the difference. So, but now if I take it to the rows, I'll have the right alignment that I want. Then I want us to work with sales. I want to see the sales by countries, or the sales by country. So I'll go to the amount. Amount was the amount of sales this country or the salesperson are generating in this maybe country. So I'll drag the amount to where now we have the columns in this case. So we have something like automatically Tableau by default will create you this kind of a chart. So if you want to see the type of a chart that Tableau just created for you, you go to this show me toolbar. So when you go to show me toolbar, and then for example I click to where we have these bars, you can see it is a horizontal bars. So Tableau by default create for us horizontal bars because we have used what we call one numeric value and one maybe text value, which is the country by amount. So I just click the horizontal bars again. So to remove the show me toolbar solely, you just click on it again. So this is the first chart that we have managed to create using Tableau. It's just simple. The next thing that we can do, it's very hard for us to identify which is the country where we are generating more revenue or margin in this case. So what we do, we add what we call labels to these bars in order for us to identify the country that, although we can see Australia is the best country, but we want to see those figures there. So I'll go to where we have the amount. I drag amount, because in Tableau it's dragging and dropping most of the time. So you go to amount, you drag and you drop it to where we have the labels, because in this case we want to add labels to this bar chart. So drag and drop it to where we have the labels. You see, we have something like that now. So something else, I'll be sharing the recording, don't worry. Something else, we can sort this in ascending or descending order. So I'll sort it, in this case, I'll sort it in descending order. So to sort, you go now at the top. At the top, you'll remember we had these many icons here, which I was telling you you'll be interacting with them most of the time. For instance, we have this one, the first one, for swapping rows and columns, in case you want to swap the row and column. The second one is sorting in ascending order, but now we want to sort in descending order. So I'll click sort in descending order. I'll click that label, something like that, and then you're able to see now those changes. So apart from that, I think the chart or the bars, they are a bit smaller. So how can I make them to fit the entire pane of this maybe Tableau pane view? So to make sure that this chart fits in the entire pane, you go to where you have the standard at the top still, just after the sorting in descending order, where we have the fit, standard fit. So the standard is the default one, but I want to change it to entire view. So just click on drop down arrow and then I change it to entire view. So now we have something like that. And then from there, you can even create a story from this. You can be able to see that, like in Australia is the place or is the country where we are making more sales. Maybe now the next question will be, which are these products which we are making more sales? And then if you identify this product, are you able even to understand maybe why are we not making more sales in Canada, New Zealand, something like that? How can you boost Canada and New Zealand to maybe to be in the level with Australia and the UK and India, something like that? So this is the first chart that we have created in Tableau. So it was just an introduction. So starting next week, we'll now be starting afresh. We start by making sure that we all have Tableau public to get started. So now I'm done with my part because of time. So now the floor is yours to ask me any question or any clarification, then we can end the session. Yep. So let me see questions. Yes, okay. So any question before we end the session? I'll be sharing the link. So in case of a question, let me know. If no question, we can end the session, then we meet on Monday. Okay, okay, yeah. Or in the chat. Okay, let me check it. Okay, I think we have our measure values and dimension one. Yeah, sure. This is the true one. So do we have data modeling in Tableau? Yep, we have it. Data modeling in Tableau. Where now we'll be talking of, like, for example, you have received maybe multiple worksheets in this case. For example, you have one worksheet which contain maybe sales data. You have another worksheet which contain product data. You have another worksheet which contain employee data. So how are you supposed to merge these sheets to be one in Tableau? That is where now we have to create what we call data modeling. We can create now what we call, we can use now what we call relationship in Tableau, or even we use type of joins. We have those type of union, inner, left, such kind of things. So I'll show you, I'll try to figure out if I can get data, such kind of data, and then we do it next week. Yeah. We have next week, we have full of next week, don't worry. I will start again afresh, and I'll still share uh, the link to the session. Yeah. Thank you for that question, Celestine. Yeah. Any other question, Moses? Okay, yeah. Okay, good. Those are good questions. I'll start with the first one. The first one is, for example, I have created that bar chart, the horizontal bars that about the sales by country. So if I want to save this one, I would have gone under, I'll demonstrate this next week. You just go and save it to Tableau Public, and then anyone can see what you are doing. But now, whatever I want to share this with someone else, like I want to share this with Celestine, with Moses, so I can get that link for that dashboard or for that chart, and then I send it to Moses or to Celestine. Apart from that, I can download as a PDF of that chart. So you download as a PDF and then you share by WhatsApp or email. Apart from that, you can download it as a PPT, like PowerPoint slide, and in this case, if it is a PowerPoint slide, you must be having like a dashboard, because dashboard is created using various worksheets. So in dashboard, you have to create multiple sheets. So those are the options. Also, there are other options. There are more than five. I think there are more than five options, but those are the most used one: PPT, PDF, and a link. Then the last question is, the last question was about the last question was about mm, oh, on maps. Yeah, okay, yeah, 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 yeah. So on maps, yeah. Okay, yeah, proceed, Moses. Proceed, Moses. Let me not cut you off. Yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. A good question. So in Tableau, you can create like an interactive one most of the time. If you want, for example, maybe you are dealing with a certain disease which is maybe touching various like counties, like we can maybe pick 10 counties which are touched by these which are touched by this disease. So in this case, you have field field guys, or even you have a way you are collecting your data in this case. So if your data is live coming daily, something like that. So you can create a map showing this, and then we do what we call automation. We automate that dashboard using Tableau. It is possible. You just automate it, and then you can automate it. Maybe it will be updating maybe after 1 day. You can just say after 24 hours the dashboard to automate, after 24 hours the dashboard to automate. So your work, you'll just be going to your Tableau dashboard of the link, and then you try to see what is happening. You can see maybe Nairobi have an increase in diseases, or people who are maybe who have like what do you call them, mortality, yeah, something like that. In other countries we have reduction, something like that. So it is possible to create interactive charts. Yeah, we'll be doing that next week. Okay, yeah. So I think we can edit at that. I said I will take 30 minutes, but I've already taken 1 hour. So thank you guys. Have a nice weekend. We meet next week. Yep.